Happy St. Patrick's Day. So we began this morning with real estate heir Robert Durst. Now, lawyers for Durst have agreed to have him extradited back to California, where he is facing a first-degree murder charge. Now, in connection with the 2000 murder of his friend Susan Berman in Los Angeles, the charge carries the death penalty. Durst was arrested at a Marriott hotel in New Orleans over the weekend. Now, of course, he's been in the spotlight recently because he was the subject of an HBO series detailing the disappearance of his wife, Kathleen, the murder of his friend, Susan Berman, and the death of his neighbor, Morris Black. He was arrested just before the finale of the series, where he was heard on a recording saying that he killed, quote, them all. And the Boston Marathon bombings trial entered its third week yesterday with another dramatic day in court. 3 police officers took the stand and described the violent gun battle between officers and the Tsarnaev brothers days after the deadly attacks. They say the older brother, Tamerlan, was hurling explosives at police. Now, the officers also testified that when Tamerlan was on the ground and cops were trying to handcuff him, that's when Jahar sped towards them in the SUV and ran over his brother, dragging him about 25 to 30 feet before racing away. Now, jurors also got to see the boat that Jahar was later caught in. The boat was brought to an undisclosed location, and jurors got to examine it while Jahar and his defense team looked on. Testimony is scheduled to continue today. In other news, the American aid worker who contracted Ebola while working in Sierra Leone is said to be in critical condition. Officials at the National Institute of Health, where the patient is, say that the patient was working with the nonprofit group Partners in Health out of Boston. An additional 12 people are also being monitored for Ebola symptoms closely. Now on to an update in the shootings of the 2 police officers in Ferguson, Missouri. An attorney for the suspect, 20-year-old Jeffrey Williams, says that his client was not aiming for police or demonstrators the night the 2 officers were shot. The defense attorney, Gerald Christmas, also suggested that St. Louis County Police may have used excessive force when arresting Williams, saying he had bruises on his back, shoulders, and face, as well as a knot on his head. Now, a police spokesperson is denying those allegations. And finishing up your top 5 headlines, Republican Senator Ted Cruz sure does know how to work a room, okay? So during a recent speech in New Hampshire, he scared a little 3-year-old half to death by telling her this. Take a listen.
The whole world's on fire. The world is on fire. Yes, your world is on fire. But you know what? Your mommy's here, and everyone's here to make sure that the world you grow up in is even better.
Good recovery there.
Yes.
You may not want to answer a child's question like that to begin with,
right.
But in reality, Cruz was talking about, how Obamacare was a disaster, and that's where his expression came from. But it seems like it was all in fun. The little girl's mom actually came out and was not frightened, but instead says Cruz is a real firefighter. He's actually been kind of hinting that he's going to run for president. So.
Well, here's the thing. He knows how to work the crowd. He is a true politician. But when I saw that, I thought about that Billy Joel, "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Yeah.
Nice work, by the way, with the music.
That was
very fitting.